Hello, it's me, Andy from Blitz Gaming. Hope you're having a great day and doing something interesting. I'm playing Planet Coaster. Today we are playing Planet Coaster and we are going to put in the big wheel and some lovely buildings to go with it as an entrance. Let's get on with the build. So we got a coaster, well, two coasters together. And I thought, I wonder if we get the old big wheel. Well, I think it's a radius or whatever it's called. Whatever, it's still a big wheel at the end of the day, and do what we've done with the helium ring. Put the coasters through the ring, and I thought, perfect. At the end of the day, managed to get that in there just nicely. Playing around with it a little bit, make sure it's in the right spot. Almost going to be extremely difficult to build at the bottom because the coasters are in the way. But I thought, I think that can go in there quite nicely. And what I could do in the front of it, this side, I'm going to build a tower with a restaurant in it. Just to be a bit difficult. I think that goes quite nicely in that spot. Okay, I've done that. I thought, alright, I'm going to get a path in somewhere. So I thought, okay, the best place to go. Tunnel through here at the end of the day. And then we just sort it out a bit later. Put the wood in there, supports and that for the tunnel. And decorate it. In the meantime, we just get in there where the path needs to go. Make life easy. So now I brought the path round, which I end up chopping out. So I've got to have the path the same level as the ride, because obviously we hide the paths, as I like to do. So it's all nice and level, and then we'll relink it back up with the main path. So I got here, and I thought, okay, I need to put in a base. And what I end up doing is, because it's so difficult to build here, just get the shape of the base in the right order, in the right spot, and then we drag it out and then build it outside here, then drag it back in a bit later on. So I'll do a 3-tier at the end of the day to build it up at the end of the day, because obviously it gets wider at the top and what it is at the bottom. So as it's coming up, it gets wider and wider. And so we put a restaurant at the top. Now there was a plan. Well, actually I thought about it afterwards and I couldn't get to work to actually, not that completely rebuilding the building anyway, and I weren't in the mood to do it. To put in a lift at the end of the day. What do you call it? The chair lift thing. Because it's quite a way up. But it just got in the way, everything just got in the way, and I got some views at the going around the tower, and I thought, it's blocking the view, so I thought, nah, I'm not going to do it, I'll just leave it as it is. Yeah, I got here and I thought, well, I better make sure it fits. And then I made a 3-tier building. I thought, okay, it didn't go the way I wanted it to go. I ended up rotating it around the other way. But we got there in the end. And it looks alright. At the end of the day, we get the next layer on top. Because it's got to be high enough when I was making it. Because I said I was going to put in a restaurant, so I got to put in a path. And a path had to come above, obviously, the coaster track. So I had to make sure I get the second tier, well, the last bit in, high enough for the door and all that, so the path to clear. So now I'm just checking if the path will clear. So we put in a path at this time just to see if how it will work. So we're just getting a roof on at the end of the day. Finish it off before we get all the windows and everything in and the trim. Just make sure it all looks right in the right position at the end of the day, because the last thing I want to do is basically put the trim on and find out it don't fit at the end of the day. So I need to do it before we move it. Because obviously now we've come up with another tier, we've gone wider, so I've got to make sure it all fits lovely jubbly. So there it is, plain old building. So now we've just got to decorate it, do the hard work, which takes like forever to get done. So we've got a nice castle foundation at the bottom, hold it up. At the end of the day, even probably in the real life, you probably want to hold it up. But there we are. If it looks alright, we've just got to get everything up and running now, how we want it to look like. I thought, okay, before we get going any further, because I always make the mistake, let's colour the walls beforehand, because it's a pain when you got all the wood on there. It's very difficult to click on the right bit without getting something else. I actually make it this nice green, but I didn't realise when it's in the sun, it's quite a big strong green. So I end up changing it anyway. So, but that's just life. You don't know until you build it. I put it in position, and I thought that's too bright. I've got to change it. So I added a lot bigger windows on this tier going round. Just because it's a big building. Thought, okay, yeah, we're getting nice and bit open, let it stand out a lot more, basically. So now we're just putting in the woodwork. At the end of the day, let's try and get it all set up correctly. Because the top tier is wood, I thought, well, we put some wooden supports in. Let's make it stand out a little more than normal. Again, just it takes all time. I mean, it's taken me about 4 hours, I think, to build this building. Believe it or not. So we finally get the building finished. And obviously got to do things like the chimney and that. Put some flags on. We should do that later. But it looks alright. So as I said, we've got to change the colour again. Make it a little bit lighter. You lot might like the colour but I don't think it went with the rest of the buildings. I think it was too bright. So now we're just going to move it in position. At the end of the day, let's try and get in the right spot. I should bring the path up. You know, I found it too low. I thought I'll bring it up to the top tier where the restaurant will be at the end of the day. I thought otherwise I'm going to be destroying all these lovely windows. Don't do that. So there it is in position. We end up building this right hand side up further and make a waterfall. So it's like, as I said, well, I wanted to put a chairlift in, it destroyed all the visuals. So I thought, no, I want to leave it as it is. So now let's move on to the buildings below, the entrance to the wheel. So I've got the floor layout, which we put in earlier on. You can see the building there behind the coaster, so you can look out. Now I just want to get an entrance in, and we make up 3 or 4 buildings to make one. Probably saying, why didn't I do it straight? Well, I don't want it straight. That's why the entrance is different sizes. I just wanted to just look different for a change than everything being straight on. I think you get a lot better appearance sometimes when things are not flat on. So when you're looking at it flat, better at an angle. Yeah, it's got nice wood surround sound. Surround for the walls. Got the old pinky purpley lights in there. At the end of the day, make it a bit subtle. Couple nice posters. At the end of the day, some red coats. And now just getting the beams in, really, for the ceiling to go in. Just finish off the gaps as we do. We get the ceiling on, the roof on, I should say. Yeah, I'm gonna probably mix the roofs up. Probably one half thatch, the other half maybe wood or something different. I'm not tried. So we'll just come to the end of this building before we get all the woodwork on. So there it is, plain and boring, as they always are before we put the old woodwork on. Now I just want to build a corner coming out, so it's not all, like I said, square. Basically try and keep shape, a different shape from the normal squareness, and then they don't know brick shaped buildings if we can help it. So yeah, so we just get and we'll build it out of a different brick as well, just to break up the theme. I think that looks pretty good. Let's break it up as we wanted to. Let's get the roof the same. Yeah, it stands out right. Now I'll put something the other side as well to break it up the other side. I might do a round tower at end 8. Just have it on the corner slightly at end 8 because we can't have it done it at the bottom because otherwise it'll show up. So we've got the tower at the end of the day, like I said, just a basic round tower. I think it just breaks it up a little bit more at the end of the day. I thought we got here and I thought, okay, we've got that gap on the left hand side. I'm going to put a building in there as well. You can see where I now changed the colour of the tower at the back to match the one in the front. A bit more subtle green, still green, but it's just like tint. Now the plan is to build this one on the left, and off this mound on the left hand side, so we're going to have that as a waterfall. We're going to have a waterfall going down this side as well as the other side, and then a little lake at the bottom. So this sort of building is sort of like a little lake lodge thing at the end of the day. So I got the basic woodwork on. I just got to do a bit more trim. Out in there, get the windows in. Also plan to put in a ladder or some steps this side. I was going to do it on the tower as well, the steps. But I think it was the way it came out. I thought, no, we'll leave it because I don't want to damage all those lovely windows I put in. So yeah, so we got still the wood trim at the end of the day, and then we have some decking coming down and some more steps coming down to the ground. Yeah, so we've got a bit of a lakey lodge going on, so we've got some a balcony going around times two, so just have a nice overlook. So there it is at this moment in time. Once we've got to do the steps coming down, put the lake in, the waterfall, at the end of the day, to make it look lovely jubbly. And also we've got to do the buildings on the right, get the windows in and all the works. So now going around with the ones around, make sure the buildings are matching up. So I've already done the tower at the end of the day. This is the piece you use on the, you know, what bit, the harbour. So you got the roof square piece. We used on the harbour, the wooden harbour piece, and this goes on the ends. So I thought, oh, I'll use that to go round the outside as a trim. So I've got the windows in, the trim, starting to take shape. At the end of the day, I've coloured the brick on the right hand side, but I decided I don't like it. It's too one colour. You know, it's actually 3 colours in there. It's the same green, the light blue what we've used on the other buildings, and a grey. And I think it just looks too bright at the end of the day. So I've come up with a new plan in the near future. Again, we're using the steps to break it up, get some tiers in, and then so it looks like people can come out, look around. Not that it's an hotel or anything, but it's just a nice big looking building as an entrance. Okay, I got it in. I thought, okay, I've got to change that brick before I go mad. And it was too white. I thought, I've got to change it. So all I ended up doing is just clicking on the white brick, or the grey brick I did, and I thought, okay, what if I just reset that back to where it was, like a brown? I thought it come out right. I thought, that's fantastic. Now at least it looks like it's got some brickwork in there and it's broken it all up. So as I said, I thought I'd build a waterfall here. So I've got the old waterfall elements. Now I've actually got some in the game. They weren't in the game when it first came out. You had to do it with one of the jets. We've got here. It works alright, but now you can got the waterfall does a lot better job. And basically, you just put these in, and then you have to hide them with stones, flowers, trees, whatever. At the end of the day, because the way they've done it, especially on the waterfall, the actual water's quite far ahead of the actual mechanism. So it's a bit of a pain to hide. I mean, you can put them into the rock, and when you put them in the rock, if you actually when you unclick them, you thought, well, that's in the wrong spot. It's very difficult to get it back again. So we've got here, and I thought, okay, I need to get the ladder going down. I thought, things I didn't actually think about it into, so I thought, hold on a minute, there's no way into this building. I ain't got a door at a decent level. And I like being realistic. I thought, well, can't have a building that ain't got no door in it. At the end of the day, how's he going to get in? You have to climb up the brickwork, or up the side of the mountain to get into his house. Can't have that. So basically we put a lot of the wooden steps together to make up the whole set. Then built a separate brick wall in front to hide all the gaps. Unfortunately the angle of the wall doesn't come out the same angle as the steps. Mind you, you can always move the steps back and forwards, each individual one, to get it right. I thought, wow, I'm not going to bother that. I just sort of like, it looks okay at the end of the day as it is. Any major problems. And I just want to get the old fence going around the top here just to match up with the rest of the house. So let's take a quick look at what we've done. So there's the waterfall. It looks alright. Out and they've all the bits in. Need to tweak it a bit here and now. Got the building done there with the brickwork. Got the trees and that in the front. Looks okay. Come around to the right. It's a bit difficult to see the wheel with the roller coaster in the way, but we get there at the end of the day. Yeah, I think that looked pretty good coming through there with the coaster and being on the old wheel. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Don't forget, if you need to subscribe if you haven't done so already. And any comments on how we've done it all, basically just give us a shout, leave a comment below. Laters all.